Hello guys and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and we're back in Alchemy Stars. Now I said I was trying not to play this game because I know I'll end up spending money in it, but I was enjoying the mechanics and the game itself so much that I decided that I'd do a free-to-play series on this game, so from start to finish. Done a little bit of research on the game itself, checked out some of the videos from the beta testers, found out what the metas are, and decided to screw the meta and go my own direction. Try and see if we can get to the end game on a free-to-play account. Now if this is a series that would interest you guys, make sure to throw a like up, throw down in the comments that you'll be interested in this actual series itself, so I know that I should carry this on. We do have a couple of other free-to-play series going on, but these games don't require a massive amount of time investment, so I can actually do multiple at the same time. Now before you ask in the comments, I'm using the LD Player 64-bit emulator, not the LD Player 4, the 64-bit LD Player emulator. It doesn't run on an LD Player 4, so you have to download the 64-bit. You should use the 64-bit one anyway if you have a 64-bit operating system, but we won't go into a full guide on LD Player. If you want to use that emulator, it's got very quick loading times and there's no lag when you're actually in there fighting, etc., which I'll show you a bit later on. The affiliate link for that, which will help out the channel grow, will be in the top comment and in the description, so make sure to check that out if you do decide you want an emulator to play this game on. When I'm actually recording, I use an emulator. When I play it, sitting on a sofa or in bed, I'm on my phone, of course. So we're right sort of at the beginning of the game. We're only in chapter 3.8. We've been playing for like one day. I was a couple of days late in getting to this game. Someone in the comments in the Discord actually showed me the game and I did a first impression, so if you'd like to check it out, I'll leave a card up in the somewhere on the screen and in the corner somewhere, so make sure to check out the first impressions. There's a lot of stuff that in my first impressions that I obviously didn't get right because it was like not a lot of stuff unlocked. It was only the first couple of hours of playing the game, but now I know a lot more about the different mechanics and stuff. So first off, we're going to be using a lightning only team. Obviously if you've seen the title and the thumbnail, you'd obviously know it's going to be a lightning only free to play. I decided lightning because I love the look of the actual characters themselves. Now obviously I know now that water is the meta and water is the strongest, especially when you're playing free to play, because you get a lot of free very good water Aurorians. Now Aurorians are your heroes if you haven't played Alchemy Stars before, but I decided to go on the electric route. I did level up a couple of random characters here when I had some extra like water leveling XP items, so I leveled these guys up and I did a couple of things here when I was testing a few other things. We got very lucky to get Michael. We got a 5-star Mia. We got 5-star Dana, which I believe comes with the actual storyline. Can't remember if I got that one out of an actual pull or if I got it off the storyline. I believe that one is storyline. We got Schwartz from a pull, which is a pretty good 5-star lightning Aurorian, and the last spot we have up here is for Nadine. So let's have a quick look over all the characters and why I'm using these guys. Now Michael is very strong. Obviously it's a 6-star. I've got it into Ascension level 1. We got it at max level 40. I use this guy usually as my actual captain when I'm running around doing the fighting. His active skills are dashes to the selected location, so it goes from where you're standing and you click anywhere on the grid itself and it will go in that direction. Now a couple of squares over each side will actually be hit in a straight line direction, and anything within those squares all the way in one direction will actually get hit, and it does a big decent amount of damage. The chain combo sort of goes from a small square 3x3, does an AoE damage, and then it goes out further into a sort of gridded castle-like pattern when it gets to the surrounding clusters. Now the equipment skills, it grants 1 stack of Silent Thunder Mark at the start of each round. Normal attacks consume 1 stack of Silent Thunder Mark to deal an extra damage equal to 1% of the current HP to the enemy. So if you don't do any normal attacks, you can actually stack the amount of Silent Thunder Marks you get, and if you can go around an enemy when you get like, this is why I'm using it as the captain, because it does a bit of extra damage every time you hit with a normal attack when you're running around an enemy. So if you do a normal attack, it will add an extra 1% of the current HP. It's pretty decent for the bosses and stuff as well, especially if you can move across a straight line across a boss. It's actually really nice. Let's move on to the next character in our formation. We'll actually go into the formation so you can see what my formation is. Now we've gone over Michael, so we're going to go over the next one. We'll go over Dana. Now Dana's a detonator, pretty big DPS, not as good as some of the others like your Mia and your Michael, but it's still pretty good nonetheless. And I like the fact that its active skill, when you use the active skill, it has a 3x3 square and you can click anywhere on the actual grid itself and it will, so it's not like automatic. You can strategically put it where you need to put it to encompass as many enemies as you can. I quite like that side of things. And your chain combo is a column attack, so it goes in a straight line in a different direction. So whatever direction it's facing, it usually goes from bottom left to top right, and then it will have 2 columns and then 3 columns. So it'll go in the different straight lines in each direction of where you're actually fighting from. Now I haven't done any of the Ascension upgrades. We haven't done any breakthroughs and stuff because I'm working on other characters first, but Dana is still pretty decent. Now Schwartz has some pretty decent attacks. I really do like his active skill because it hits everything on the map once. He jumps around the map and does an attack that does pretty decent damage. I haven't leveled him up to the point of ascension, so it's not really big damage yet. It will jump to the first target, it will hit that first target, and then 10% of that target's current HP will be damaged to all enemies. So if you hit a boss first and you hit that boss and then he runs around and just goes bang, 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 and he insta kills everything because of that 10% HP that their boss has. Now the chain combo does an AoE around you in a radial shape. So the first one is 8 tiles across, 16 tiles in a radial, and a maximum range for the 13-point combo. I'm actually quite liking the Schwartz. He's one of the only male characters that I've got that are pretty damn decent. So next up we have Mia. This is my second favorite lightning class so far. She does absolutely hit tons of damage, and she'll do it to everything around her. Now we did do some ascension on her, we did some breakthrough. The active skill deals 200% damage to all enemies on the screen. The lower the enemy's HP, the higher the damage. So if you do someone else's AoE attack first, so it lowers the amount of HP they have, and then you use her ability, it will literally wipe out everything on the map. It's very, very nice. The chain combo is the 2 nearest enemies take 150% damage, and then there's 3 for the 9-point and 4 enemies for the 13-point. So she does encompass a lot of AoE damage. That is why I like her a lot, because it is high points of damage, and the actual active skill has only got a 2-round cooldown, which is very nice. It is so hot in here. I am sweating like an absolute monster, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Now lastly we have Nadine. So I needed a slot that needed to be filled with a healer, and I got lucky with Nadine because I was using Uriel. I believe it was Uriel for healing. I'll have to go and double check, or is it Urine? I'll have to check in a second which one I was actually using. But Nadine is the support class. Now Nadine has 2 sort of mechanics when actually using the active skill. It places a lantern on the ground, and when that lantern is on the ground, when you run through it, it heals you. And what it also does, it changes whatever square you put it down on to the yellow tile. So obviously if you're going to be using a whole lightning team, it really does help, especially if you've got 2 clusters of yellow tiles and you need to bridge that so you can get more of a point combo, and you get a heal as you're running through it. So it's sort of a double whammy there. I really like the active skill on that. And the chain combo basically just recovers the team's HP by 225% of Nadine's attack, which is down in this direction here. It's currently quite low because I need to upgrade. I'm working on Nadine to be upgraded because her actual heals aren't as high as what you'd get off of some of the other characters. But I wanted to have a full lightning team. Now, if you guys know of any really, really good lightning characters that I need to keep my eyes out for, anything that could be swapped out in this team to make for something better, please let me know down in the comments, and I'll look out for them and hopefully get them if we get some lucky pulls. There's not going to be as many pulls as most other YouTubers out there because I'm playing free to play, but we got to do what we got to do. So let's have a look. Which was the one I was using before? The other healer before I got that one was one of the tree ones, the nature ones. Uria was the one I was using. Leveled her up to 30. Now she's a pretty damn good healer as well. She's got both of her attacks are sort of group heals, and they're quite high heals. Like if you have a look here, for instance, recovers the team's HP by 60% of Uria's max HP. So the HP is quite high. So you do get quite a high amount of HP. If there is any excess hidden to the nearest green tile is converted to an enhanced tile. Very nice, very nice. And then you have like the sort of chain combo, which is recovers the team's HP by a certain percentage of Uria's attack. So it's pretty much the same as what you get with Nadine. It's just this first active skill ability is a lot stronger. So if you don't care about what sort of element you're going to be going, whether it's lightning, nature, water, or fire, and you do get Uriah, she's very helpful, especially if you don't have any higher level support classes. Now, before you write down below, just go water team. I don't want to go water team. I don't care about the meta. I don't care about how strong water is and how good it is and how easy it is to actually build a water team right up into the end, because the end is fire. And obviously your elemental damage, it has the rock, paper, scissors kind of thing. It has the room going round. So the fire does more damage to nature. Nature does more damage to lightning. Lightning does more damage to water. Water does more damage to fire. I don't really care about that. I want to see if I can just get my lightning team from start to finish in a free-to-play setting. So I'm just going to show you real quick what we have when we go inside of this. Let me see if I have enough to actually do it. I don't. Let's see if I have enough to buy some of these. Okay, we're just going to buy some of these. Why not? It's for the video. I was saving these up to get some of the Starfire things, but we're just going to do this for the one video. I'm going to go in. I'm going to show you how this team runs, or how I like to run it. The thing about this game is it doesn't matter how strong your team is. Sometimes it can be just about luck if you're doing a mono element team. So that's all of your Aurorians are the same elemental type. We got quite lucky here. Everything on here is, we're just going to get a big old nasty ass combo. Lovely jubbly. But it's going to ask us to do something here. So this is going to be a trick. Fine. Right. So we are actually just going to go boom, boom. We're going to get that one in there. Boom, boom, boom. Get that one in there. Boom, 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 boom. Get that one in there for a load of attacks. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to get to the max. That one's max as well, so we can actually get more encompassed in there for the damage. Okay, and we're going to go through, and it's going to... So you're going to have all 5 characters actually just smushing everything along the way before they even use their actual combo abilities, and then this guy's just going to get munted. Boom. Everything's going to be quite much. See, this guy does it all out in a different direction. She drops a massive amount of damage on it, and she does the heals. Now we don't have any yellow squares, so we're going to actually have to run around and try to figure some stuff out while waiting for these timed cooldowns on here. And I think we're going to... So we're going to get 2 points over here. So we get a 2-point combo. So we get 2 slaps off on this guy at least. There's a decent amount of damage because this guy's going to spawn these little insect things. See if we can get our abilities. So I'm not going to try and kill as many as possible right now. I'm just going to try and get the timers down so I can show you some of these actual abilities that they have. Let's just try and move around. There should be one more turn on most of the abilities. Okay, here we go. So we'll show you Nadine's first. What Nadine's does... You click on a tile, it drops a lantern down. When you run through that lantern, you get healed. When you do the Princess of Doom, the lower the enemy's HP, the more damage you do. So we're not going to do that one first. We're going to do his first because he is going to hit the enemy. And the first one he hits, he does the 10% of how much HP that person had when you hit it. And then you're going to see all of these. Now, Capricious Thunder, you just kind of click over here. So we can click and get those 2 people in. And that's Capricious Thunder, just does the 3x3, does a decent amount of damage there. And we have this guy who does the actual, see what I mean by I was talking about that, trying to really badly explain how to actually move this guy. Depending on where you click, it does a couple of squares over. So we can actually go all the way over here. We can encompass all 4 of these. We're going to initiate, and it's going to go through and just murder everything through the path. Now, this guy's got really low HP and this guy's got half HP. So if we're going to use this ability, which does higher damage the less HP it has, you're going to see 4.1k and 3k. Pretty big damage, especially if you use it after when you're doing a lot of AoE like we were just doing. We got the 3-star rating on that mission. And that's pretty much how I'm running the team right now. You don't always have to try and get the highest combo. Sometimes you just want to get a couple of the active skills sort of clumped up at the same time. And you can do an absolutely massive amount of damage and destroy an entire wave. Right, so that's all we have for this first episode. I just wanted to show you where we're at, what sort of team members I'm currently using. Remember to let me know down below if there are any better characters that I can be looking out for. And if you're even enjoying the episodes, if you want to see more of a free-to-play run, see if we can get from start to finish on this one. We do have the Moonlit Sculptor series still going on for the free-to-play. I'm still running that, but it's starting to slow down at the moment. There's definitely a free-to-play barrier in that game, so hopefully we're not going to reach the same amount of barrier as we did in that game. And I'm sweating and wet again, so I'll catch you guys later. I want to thank you for watching. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.
I want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I'm doing. If you'd like to find out how to become a patron and how to get early access to my content, please look down in the description. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.